Ahoy, hoy there. How you doing? It's that time once again, where I do a Bookerman video, because it's been a while since I did a Bookerman video. And we're going to do one specifically, a Wrestlemania Bookerman. It's Wrestlemania week. I'm looking forward to the Josh Barnett Bloodsport show in Kota Ibushi and GCW on Thursday, as well as Wrestlemania. And night 1 and 2. Should be great. And Dynamite, for that matter, I guess, tomorrow or today, whatever. So I've been feeling pretty bad lately, and a lot of reasons, but the last few days been kind of sick. Feel a little better now, so I thought I'd do this idea I've had for a video for a while, where I rebook one of the generally regarded worst WrestleManias of all time. One that I kind of like, because, well, it's got at least like one all-timer match, like one greatest all-time match. The main event isn't as bad, I think, as people say. It's just you could be maybe trimmed down a little, and there's some other good matches, but I do kind of see the point here, and that's WrestleMania 2000. Now, WrestleMania 2000, I'll try to go through the official card here real fast and explain kind of some things wrong with it. There was a hardcore 15-minute battle royal thingy with Crash Holly, Hardcore Holly, Main Street Posse, Headbangers, Bradshaw and Farouk of the APA, Taka Michinoku and Funaki, Viscera, I think that was it. Oh, and Taz. Sorry, Taz, didn't mean to forget you. There was that match was really fun. There was a tag match where it's D'Lo Brown and the Godfather, accompanied by and performing a song for them, Ice-T, against the team of TNA, not Tits and Ass, not Total Non-Stop Action, Test and Albert, with Trish Stratus, Head Cheese. Oh no, I'm sorry, I had that backwards. Head Cheese was fighting, and team of Al Snow and Steve Blackman. Head Cheese fighting TNA. Kind of weird both these have names sound like Russo named them, but then he isn't in the company anymore. It was Bossman and Bull Buchanan versus Godfather and D'Lo Brown. Somehow this match was not about illegal prostitution. There was a cat fight match with the Cat and Terry Runnels, and Val Venus was the referee. There's what else was there? Oh, a triple threat match, 2 falls, where it's Kurt Angle, the Eurocontinental Champion, Benoit, Jericho, where the first fall gets the IC title, the second fall gets the European, and there was the tables, ladders, and chairs. Triangle ladder match between the Hardys, Dudleys, Edge and Christian, and the main event. Oh no, sorry, I forgot one more fucking match. Actually 2. Sorry, holy shit, there's like so many matches here. China. It was China and Too Cool against Eddie, Dean, and Perry Saturn, the Radicals. A 6-person rather. Rikishi and Kane, a weird tag team against X-Pac and Road Dogg. And the main event of the Fatal 4 elimination, Triple H, The Rock, Big Show, Mick Foley, a man in every corner for the WF title. Now, this is Mania. Like I said, there's at least 3 or 4 matches here that are, I'd say, like, free. Well, there's a great match here in the Triangle Ladder. The hardcore match is really fun. Great, good stuff there. The triple threat for the big cartels, good too. The main event, bit long. It's just like the rest of the show, these matches are so random. They have like no story, no build whatsoever. And for a WrestleMania, that doesn't really make sense. You know, if this is a regular pay-per-view, maybe. Like if you're just throwing random matches out there. But this is the WrestleMania. So I came up with a card. It's different, but it's similar. That I think would be better. Alright, now I'm going to go through it all now. So we're going to start with the same hardcore match we had, but we're going to change things around. First of all, the APA is not in it, and Perry Saturn and Road Dogg are. Taz is also not in it, but there's still a replacement for Taz. So, and also, Taka Michinoku's not in it, but Funaki is. Important. And in this one, Crash Holly, this is a hardcore title match where it's supposed to be the end of 24/7 rule, but then they just kept doing it anyway. But in the real one, Hardcore won the title, and it was a weird finish with a Taz mission. And Crash looked like he won, but he didn't. We're just going to have Crash win, you know, have a babyface win at the beginning of Mania, and have him be like the Houdini of Hardcore. And if I had to book it so you'd have to work around the 24/7 rule still being active, maybe he like gets really cocky next night on Raw and says that he's so happy he got a full night's rest, and now he's the greatest hardcore champion of all time, and he's decided, you know what, he still wants to defend the title 24/7. And then, like, by the SmackDown, he's like, oh, I fucked up royally, I really should have did this, but he can't undo it. Or you could have, like, Triple H get pissed off at him or something. I don't know. You could really do that. Okay, match number 2 is a very weird one I'm going to have to explain, where it's the European Championship match with the European Champion, Rikishi, get to that in a minute. Versus Val Venus. Okay. So, I'm gonna make in this one, like, about 3 weeks before WrestleMania on Raw, or let's say SmackDown, why not? There's a 4-way match where it's Kurt Angle against Rikishi and, like, 2 other people, maybe like Steve Blackman and Perry Saturn or something. And Rikishi pins, let's say, Perry Saturn, that win the European title. Kurt is not happy about this. We'll get to that later, but, and then, basically, he's the European champion. Val Venus wants the title back because he had it before, and he starts making fun for being fat or something, you know. He's a heel dick Val Venus, and Rikishi's like, you know, you suck. And then they have a match Mania. I'd give this about, like, 7 minutes. Just have Rikishi beat, because he had a pretty good cage match with Val Venus a few months after this, but I just have him, like, have a regular match. Rikishi beats Val Venus. Give him the stink face, and then he sits on him, like, just chest first. Not even the bonsai, just sits down on him for a 1-2-3. I don't like Val Venus, but he was pretty good in the ring when he wanted to be. And I feel like, yeah, put him in the card, just get a little match out of Rikishi could work pretty good with him. And then match number 3 on this card, I'm going to have a very strange match here, I'm explaining. It's a light heavyweight title match. Remember the light heavyweight title? Yeah, the light heavyweight champion was on the show at all. Not even mentioned. Title was already pretty much afterthought. So, in real life, S.A. Rios beat Gilbert to win the title. And then proceeded to do nothing with the title. Occasionally defended. He had Lita. This is how Lita first came to the WWE, was S.A. Rios. And S.A. Rios is a pretty good high flyer dude. Just kind of a good, like, luchador type wrestler. You know, kind of a good looking lad. Cool tights. Had a cool song. And after WrestleMania, he lost the title to Dean Malenko and never really recovered from that loss. We're going to do things a little bit different here. Instead of Gilbert being beat by S.A. Rios, Chris Benoit is going to win the title from S.A. Rios. S.A. Rios from Gilbert. He's going to beat him, make him tap to the crossface, yada yada, like, beat him like, you know, like this. Like, and then on Raw after this, he's going to have a title match against S.A. Rios. Benoit's going to go for a diving headbutt at one point. S.A. Rios is going to move, and he's going to hit his finisher, the moonsault, and get the pin in the light heavyweight title. And Benoit's pissed. And then after this, Taka Michinoku somehow gets involved in this feud, and he inadvertently calls S.A. Rios by hitting him with a title, leading to Chris Benoit getting the title back, and setting up this match, a triple threat light heavyweight title match with Chris Benoit as champion, S.A. Rios, and Taka Michinoku. Because Taka here wants his title back, he was champ before, he never really got his rematch, yada yada yada. I just feel like this would be a good little match for all 3 wrestlers, and they didn't really have anything for Benoit. Everybody else kind of busy. It is S.A. Rios should have a mini match, so we're gonna have it. Maybe like 3 matches. So in this match, I'm gonna have S.A. Rios win my pin and Taka. I don't think Benoit will be hurt by losing the match because in real life, his WrestleMania record here is weird anyway. Like, did he actually win or did Jericho? I don't know. And also, you know, people don't want to remember Chris Benoit anyway, and this is an easy way to forget him too on top of that. But also, it's just a way to make 3 good workers who can actually work. Just have them go in there and do their thing. Like, you can give them like 10 minutes probably. They'll put on a great match. And then, and all of them can fly too, and technical wrestle too, so that's pretty good. And then the 4th match of WrestleMania. It's a bit of a weird one. I'll explain it. It's going to be Taz in a handicap match against a Big Boss Man and Bull Buchanan. Now, Taz had come into WWF for a few months. He was undefeated. He beat Kurt Angle, and he didn't really do anything until he won the ECW title and then jobbed the Triple H at SmackDown. Then he really didn't do anything. So I'm going to have it where, in real life, Boss Man and Bull Buchanan attack Taz at No Way Out. That still happens. And this leads to a feud going to Mania, where now Taz, he's this little dude, but he's got a crazy suplex machine. He's a vicious pit bull, and he's got to face 2 SWAT wannabe cops. And it's like the odds are against him. Can he do it? And before the match, Taz gets somebody, he goes, you know, you 2 phony-ass, pathetic, wannabe cops thinking you're tough guys. Well, guess what? I've spent the last 5 years of my life taking out every single tough guy who just wasn't good enough. I've been kicking asses all up and down this country. So how about we make it interesting? Let's make this handicap match a deal where I have to beat both of you. I have to pin, or what I like to do, tap you out. I have to tap out each one of you to win, but you only have to beat me once. And the old Bull Buchanan, Boss Man goes, you must be one of the stupidest, ugliest people we've ever met. You're on, you know. And then they have a match, and just give them 5 minutes. I think they could have a good 5 minutes because Boss Man could bump pretty good probably for Taz. They could get the cool looking Taz legs. Bull Buchanan could take some good Taz legs. And I'd have Taz choke out Bull Buchanan first to get Boss Man loaded and choke out Boss Man. They both tap out the Taz mission. And this, in my opinion, this would be cool because Taz would get a good Mania win. It's a short little story. After this, you can kind of do anything you want with Taz, you know? So, Moving on, match number 5. A women's title match, which there's no women's title match at WrestleMania, but there's a freaking cat fight, because that's what people want, right? The women's champ Jacqueline versus Luna Vachon. This is a pretty simple story of Luna just attacking Jacqueline and won the title. And I just give them like, let's say, 11 minutes, maybe 12. Tell the story. Luna gets the title. Because I like Luna. And Luna should have been champion. She never was. Easy peasy. Match number 6. A tag team match where it's the team of the best friends, perhaps best frenemies, China and Chris Jericho versus the man who is creeping on China and annoying the fuck out of her, at least at this point, Eddie Guerrero, and his buddy who occasionally will also become a creeper and also has some previous history of Chris Jericho, Dean Malenko. Radicals versus China and Jericho. Simple little stuff here to kind of build up, China wants to beat Eddie's ass, Jericho has his buddy's back, and he can work with Eddie and Dean, kind of let everybody do their cool thing, and in the end, Jericho and China get the win. And if you still want to do the Eddie Mamacita stuff with China, you could do it later in the week. I guess you have to have Jericho win the European title for her to turn on him and let Eddie win. Maybe he wins it on Raw from Rikishi in like a triple threat or something, And then, or it could be a triple threat with Eddie where she like helps Eddie win, and then Jericho's like, what? Do one less title change. I don't know, something like that. But I think this would be cool. If you get enough time, like probably 10 to 12 minutes. If even that, like you maybe can make it shorter, but I think that will work good because everybody get their stuff in. What do we get now? The number 7. Check my list. Oh, I haven't thought about that. This will be the another tag team match where it's going to be a 4-way tag team number 1 contender match where the winner will get a title shot on Raw. Where it's the APA, Head Cheese, TNA, and Too Cool. Because, why not? What does it hurt? And, I'll give Too Cool the win here. Let them get the win. Because Edge and Christian, at this point, they win, almost immediately turn heel. I would actually have them turn heel in the match with Too Cool. Like, maybe they win clean, but then after the match, they just, attack them on Raw. But anyway, in this match, I think, again, I hate to be telling you about 10 minutes. Maybe 13-ish, because you have a lot of teams in there. Most of these teams are good enough that the story, pretty much, you could easily just write it itself about, they all want to be tag champs, I'm a contender, and you could just have a thing where, or maybe I think a better story would be where, say, you have TNA, Trish Stratus pays the APA some money to go attack Head Cheese. And then instead of doing it, they just go and beat up TNA just because. At least TNA having a match with them, but them all having little storyline feuds, And then Head Cheese, or maybe they attack Head Cheese anyway, and then Head Cheese wants them, but at the same time, TNA starts attacking. You can figure yourself out with the APA stuff. This is really bad because APA, it was more of a gimmick than a team basically. So you could do almost anything with that. But yeah, just let Too Cool win. And then the next time around, they get the shot, and then Edge and Christian slowly turn heel. Hey, I didn't mention Perry Saturn is in the hardcore title. Okay, just to make sure. Alright, so I don't even know what number we're on. I think 7. Match number 7. The IC title match. This is a very strange story. It's going to take some explaining. So Kurt's still champ. He's got Bob Backlund in his corner, as he did in real life. But he's going to be taking on D'Lo Brown with the Godfather, probably with the Hose, and with Ice-T. Or at least Ice-T's going to do his entrance that he did in real life. So the story here is that Kurt, after losing his European title, he's down in the dumps. He has a match on Raw against Godfather for his IC title. And Godfather does a shtick of, hey man, how about I give you the Hose and you don't have the WrestleMania tonight? And Kurt's like, whoa. You mean to tell me, instead of getting a title shot at the second most prestigious championship in the World Wrestling Federation, you'd rather spend your time fornicating with these ill-gotten women or something like that? And then Godfather's like, nah, screw you. We're gonna have a match. They have a match. Angle wins, and then after the match, Godfather seems a little hurt. D'Lo Brown comes to check on him, and Kurt immediately turns D'Lo around while he's looking at his buddy. He's like, D'Lo, since I came here in WWF, I've noticed you're quite a wrestler. You're quite a great athlete. You got all kinds of moves, and you seem to be a really good guy. But I got a question: why you're hanging around with this degenerate, this loser, this waste of time? When, you know, I see potential in you. I could take you under my wing. I could help you, mold you, become a star. You know, you could be not quite as good as me, but I can teach you integrity, intensity, and intelligence. What do you say, D'Lo? How about you join me right here, right now? And then D'Lo gets a mic, thinks about it for a second, and then does a head shake and goes, "Oh, hell nah." And Kurt goes, "Okay, you made your decision. I respect that." And then he looks like he's leaving, and he goes to get his IC title, and D'Lo's helping his buddy out. But then he gets splashed with the IC title. Starting the feud. And next week, yeah, Bob Backlund revealed his Kurt Angle's mentor. And you can leave some funny promos where Bob Backlund is screaming about prostitution and how D'Lo Brown and Godfather are leading the America down a moral sewer. And you could even have some digs at DX, how it's bad enough. We got a group happy to be degenerates. Now we got these pimps running around and whatnot. And then I had to actually make a tag match with Kurt Angle, Bob Backlund against D'Lo Brown and Godfather, like one of these Raw. Maybe the Raw before WrestleMania. Anyway, yeah. I feel Angle and D'Lo could have a really good WrestleMania match. At this point, D'Lo, he's just kind of around doing whatever gimmick they give him. And I don't know how over the Godfather gimmick was. It felt weird that D'Lo is just acting like the Godfather. Just didn't really make a lot of sense. And I don't remember anything really good about the team other than their Ice-T interest. So I just have this be, you know, kind of like D'Lo's last big singles match. I'm having a little IC title match. Angle still gets the win. I'd say, hell, like, give him about 10 to 13 minutes. Pretty easy story here, and Angle wins. At some point, too, I have, like, in the build, like, Kurt Angle breaks the pimp cane that Godfather carries over his back, because that would look cool. Anyway, so, excuse me. We are almost done. The next match, pretty much the only match in this card I am not going to change one single star there a bit. The triangle ladder match, same stuff. AJ Christian win. Same amount of time. Okay. Also, just assume this WrestleMania is probably like 4 hours. I'm not doing the math in my head. And I don't even know what match we're on right now. Probably like match 9. Maybe 10. But anyway, match 9 is a match that I feel like they definitely should have done this WrestleMania. This is one that I feel like they missed the boat with. And they made Kane and Rikishi against X-Pac and Road Dogg. And like, Kane's feuding with X-Pac. They had their thing. X-Pac betrayed his best friend, took his girlfriend. They had a match at Armageddon. I think that was still Cage. And then Kane won. And then they had a No Way Out a few months later. A no DQ match. X-Pac won. Well, seems like we're going to have a third match, right? At the biggest show of the year? Nope. We're going to have a tag match. It has really nothing to do with this feud. So instead, let's up the stakes. Let's make it Kane versus X-Pac, hair versus mask. And of course, X-Pac can tease Kane, and he's took his girl. He was like I dumped you like a sack of crap. I took your girl. I'm gonna take your stupid mask and show the world how ugly and depraved and disgusting you are. And Kane can be like, X-Pac, I'm gonna destroy you. I'm gonna beat you. I'm gonna decimate you, and then I'm gonna shave you bald. And you know, there you go. And then of course at WrestleMania, I say give him maybe like, I feel like a broken record saying, I say like 14 minutes. So you know. Anyway, Kane wins. X-Pac gets shaved. Cause why not? Hell no, actually, I'd probably make it 7. I feel like that'd be a little more spelt. Just let him do the big guy, little guy story. Kane gets the win. I'd have him like let's do too many false finishing. Just have Kane choke 7 and get the win. And Kane does it. Then X-Pac gets shaved, and X-Pac's never been bald, so be an interesting way to do it. It'd be an interesting kind of thing. A lot of people, and I think X-Pac could use the baldness for heat and stuff like that. It could work. I'm not saying that he'll heat. Maybe he goes around like Kurt Angle did a few years later, like wearing the fake rug and the headgear. Anyway, the main event is basically the same. It's the 4-way elimination. Big Show, Foley, Triple H, Rock. I'll even keep them a man in every corner bit. I don't think this was put together that well, but you know, for the most part, we'll keep it. But we're gonna change some things. First of all, so Big Show's still the first one eliminated, about 7 minutes into this match, but he's eliminated like by taking every finisher, right? So Foley hits him with the mandible claw, or Mr. Sacco, and he's stunned, and he gets turned, and he eats a pedigree, and then The Rock just hits him with a people's elbow, 1, 2, 3. And then with Mankind and Rock basically just take turns beating the shit out of Triple H, but Triple H comes back and there's no DQ in this match. So sledgehammer shot to I'd have Triple H sledgehammer shot Foley like directly into one of his knees because it's bad knee. Like he's getting set up for like the double arm DDT and he happens to pick up the shot to the knee and then pedigree 1, 2, 3. Foley's out. Now it's down to The Rock. And probably about this point the match would be about 15 minutes long. And now, in real life, I think they had like a 25-minute Triple H Rock match as the last segment. I'm not going to go that far. I'd say about a good solid 10 minutes. Like, keep the main event about 25 minutes, I think works. So you have like 7 minutes in, shows are made. Then another 8 minutes, about 15 minutes in, Mankind, or Cactus, Mick Foley is limited. And then we get to the ending where it's Vince and Steph outside, and at one point, so I'd have it where Triple H and Rock are fighting back and forth, and they keep reversing each other's stuff, and Triple H goes for the sledgehammer, but he eats a rock bottom, and then so he eats a rock bottom, and Rock goes for the pin, 1, 2, Steph pulls the ref out, smacks him one. No, not actually smacks him, like she throws him into like turmoil both. Really fuck him up. And then Rock sees this, he starts chasing Steph. But as he does, he runs and chases around the ring, and then Vince McMahon gets in his way. And he's like, whoa, you might be my guy, but you can't attack my daughter. You get rock bottom, or, what's wrong with you? And The Rock's like, what are you doing? She calls me the man. She's like, oh, okay, but you need to call him down. And The Rock's like, nah, I know that. He slaps Vince 1. But at this point, Stephanie's already ran to the back. So The Rock smacks Vince 1. Don't worry, we're building something here. And then, because this is Triple H we're talking about here, The Rock goes back in the ring, goes for people's elbow, but guess what? Road Dogg comes out, whacks Rock with a chair. There's no DQ in this match anyway, but, Rock hits him with a chair, and Triple H is, X-Pac doesn't come out because he's the one people use bald head. So maybe Road Dogg brings Tori with him too, and like putting the boots to The Rock, and Triple H gets up, and like he starts punching The Rock, and it looks bad for dear Rocky. It looks dire for the great one. And Triple H is like about getting ready to pedigree him and finish it all. And then we hear a familiar guitar riff up. And then you have, I presume the crowd will erupt. JR's confused, like, what? Cactus Jack? But Mick Foley was just here. And then Mick Foley comes out in Cactus Jack gimmick. Basically just changing shirts. He comes out with like a barbed wire bat, and Road Dogg is like, oh, what the hell? Gets smacked one with the barbed wire bat, and then Triple H is like, what do you do when you're out of the match? And then Cactus just throws the bat down, does the bang bang, and leaves. Because he was only here to stop Road Dogg with interfering. And then that leads to Triple H does actually hit the pedigree, goes for a pedigree, gets low blow by The Rock, eats a rock bottom, but Triple H, the ref comes back in, but Triple H still kicks out. So The Rock goes for another rock bottom, but Triple H is able to run the pedigree. 1, 2, looks like he's out, but then The Rock kicks out. Triple H can't believe it. He goes for another pedigree, but this time he eats the rock bottom and the people's elbow for the 1, 2, 3. New WWF World Heavyweight Champion, The Rock. And then you end the show with The Rock on the title. Now, what I've done here, if you notice, I've done two, I think are pretty clever story tweaks here. Not only do we get a nice little return of Cactus Jack at WrestleMania, because why not? Why not have Cactus Jack be at WrestleMania? Why the fuck not? But not only have we set up that Cactus Jack was a little bit instrumental in Triple H losing the title, without directly influencing his title loss, but we've set up that Rock has slapped. Rock has punched Vince McMahon's lights out after trying to attack his daughter, as he was wanting to do. So, even though he's won the match, and he was Vince's guy, he has now made an enemy of Vince. And instead of having Vince just randomly turn on The Rock to reunite the family in some dumb bullshit story like that, here we have a reason for Vince to actually, despite him not really getting along with Triple H Stephanie, want to see Triple H, as really The Rock destroyed. Because even though he doesn't like Stephanie, even though he has problems with it, he doesn't want to see her hurt. So basically, you could have the next Raw, Triple H, later in the show, comes out and is like, you know, Rock, I had my championship in my hand, and then if it wasn't for your stupid, lazy, out of shape, pathetic piece of crap, retired loser buddy, Cactus Jack coming back, you would have never had that title. You never won the damn match. You needed help, Rock. I never needed help. And that's why at Backlash, I'm going to get my title back. And, setting up Backlash stuff. I think it's a step farther to have, like, Vince McMahon enact a restraining order against Mick Foley to ensure that, like, he can't interfere. Basically, to go, like, you're not coming back. I was on Vince. You could have him say later in the show, like, Rock, I had no problem with you beating my son-in-law's ass, but you tried to put your hands on my daughter. And even though, me and her don't see eye to eye lately, I can't let that stand as a father or a man. And then you basically have a two-pronged attack. And you still have the Big Show being mad and being embarrassed. You can still turn him face if you want to like it in real life. But anyway, that's how I think I do this, baby. So, I think this will make a much better WrestleMania 2000 card. It'll flow better. Because there's less tag matches. Although I do have 2. But there's less tag matches. Especially, all the tag matches aren't meaningless. Like, every tag has a meaning here. And you get the payoff to Kane and X-Pac. Because they never really had a payoff to that feud. It just kind of ended after this. And you have, the light heavyweight title gets to be defended. And instead of having a Eurocontinental title, you have it spread out, I think this would be great. And that's it. That's about all I have to say about it. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Have a great week.